Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. What's with the hat? I'm having a bad hair day. So, let's just put a hat on it. I have 4 finished items to show you. And then I will do the promised, the Unsellables list that I mentioned yesterday. Okay, last night I was on this kick of trying to finish off the hat. Okay, first the hat. This is one that I made for my daughter years ago. Let's see, she is now 34, and she was probably about 16 when I made this for her, and it ended up in the hall closet full of hats and gloves. Maybe a bit dusty, maybe that's why I'm sneezing. It has a long scarf with pockets on the end with bear paws. It's just something I made up as I went along. I made one for her and one for her little sister, and I sold one to a friend who mailed it to her niece. So, haven't made any since then. It's knit, hand knit, and I crocheted, I think I crocheted the thing here, and I just put pom-poms on the top. Okay, made 5 items. Working on cleaning out the bag 3 of the thrift store. I was just browsing through my thing of patterns. Okay, I need something that uses a small amount of yarn and that has sold well over the years. I came up with a little owl. This pattern is Gufo Ernesto, and it's available on Ravelry. I think it's a free download. I made this one with the fall camo on the bottom. Then I made this one with brown on the bottom and the fall camo on the top. And I ran out of the fall camo, so I put in some green that was sort of similar, and then I put in some brown to finish them off. I think when I was working on this one, I ran out of the fall camo. I came back and I started looking through the other bags from the thrift store. On the 8th bag, I found a yarn wrapper that had this yarn wrapped around it. That was enough to finish this off, and I thought it was enough to make the top on this one, but I ran out and had to improvise. And then I did one that's purple, brown over purple. So there are my 3 little owls. Well then, I decided to do another rainbow gecko. This time I started with purple and ended up with red, and I embroidered the eyes so I did not have to worry about small safety eyes that I couldn't find backings for that didn't quite fit and all that. And I crocheted an ice cream cone as a gift to go out with an Etsy order, which I hope to get to the post office today. There's no reason why not to. Roads are clear. I could wear a hat to cover the bad hair day. Okay, so now we go on to the Unsellables. Let's have a drink of coffee to fortify myself for this 10 item. Yep. Okay, and I need to get one thing. Hang on. You'll see this later. Okay, first, just because she's on the top of the box, is Cargo the Mushroom Fairy. She's big. She has a removable mushroom hat. She's got little elven ears. You know, she's got the dress, a removable cape that has little cherries for pom-poms. Let's tighten that up a bit. It took a lot of work. This was when I was doing my Ami Book Challenge, let's get her head on right. Doing my Ami Book Challenge, trying to make something from a book that I had purchased and never made something from before. I think she was out of one of the Unicorn, Dragons, and Fantasy Creatures books. And because she is so big and complex, I have her priced for $40. I think on Etsy, I have her priced a little higher because $40 gets you free shipping on Etsy, so I had to include the shipping in her price. But she has not sold. She's too big to display at most craft shows. So, I don't know. My friend Joanna will have to say if she's ever seen her at a craft show before. Probably not. But, number 1, cargo. Number 2, I made because of a crochet along. Back when I was doing every crochet along I could, hoping to win prizes. Let me get him. You know how when I pulled her up, her eyes weren't showing? Gotta get this guy so his eyes, a little bit of his hair is showing. We have Mr. Nutcracker. Now, Mr. Nutcracker I made before I learned the hack for giving them a nice, sturdy neck. So, he's a wobbly sort of fellow. I suppose I could do surgery. I don't know. It looks like his, he's got stuffing sticking out the side of his head. It looks like I continued right on from the body to the head. And I don't even know if I have these colors anymore. Yep. I've had him for years. And I've taken him to a few Christmas shows. Maybe I'll take him on Saturday. But no interest. And he lost his price tag. Let's see. Is he under... I don't know if he's under Christmas or if he's under large doll. Christmas would come first here. Chickens, Christmas. There's no Nutcracker there, so he must be under doll. Large. Doll, large, Mr. Nutcracker. I've got him listed for $30. He should be $40 like Cargo the Mushroom Fairy. Here's another crochet along. Sebu the Tiger. He's not quite so tall. But there was a lot of work put into him with color changes on the head and the arms. And, well, it's just rose down there. But there were color changes here for the stripes on the head. I really had to work at the embroidery on the face to get that just right. He's marked for $30. I don't know if he's been to many shows either, because it's hard to display the big stuff. The big stuff takes up a lot of space. This one was another one of my Ami Book Challenge. Animal Friends of Peek-a-Pow. I decided I needed to do something from one of those books. Oops. Sorry, dear. Don't have your dress. Pull your dress down. It's too... I know it's hard with the tail. This is Little Miss Cheetah. And she's got a tail longer than her legs. Pretty little blue dress that I think, yeah, well, might be a bit of a stretch trying to get it off the body. You'd have to take it from the top down. I don't know. I don't know if it's removable or not. I'm not going to try right now. But I've also got her marked at $30. I seem to have this wall. Like, I can't price stuff over $30 or it's not going to sell. The amount of work I put into it, she could definitely be priced higher. But there is Miss Cheetah. I think this was from the same Jungle Crochet Along. Mr. Monkey. $30 strikes again. Even though I think there was a lot more work in here than $30. That head, it's one of those things where it was probably like 60 stitches around and around and around. And like he's got fancy little legs that they've got a bend in them for the knee. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. That was number 5. Number 6. Told you about this guy yesterday. Here's my orangutan. He's tall. His head's almost as big as my head. And when I said I had to get something, I had to get that leaf. It's because this little leaf is supposed to go in his mouth. He's supposed to have one little leaf. And again, you could put a couple fingers in there like he was. Oop, won't stay. There's Mr. Orangutan. I don't have a price on him. I think I got brave and marked him up at more than 30 because that was a lot of work. The individual fingers and toes. He's under jungle. Jungle. Orangutan. No, I was consistent. I said 30. This guy I made, once again, before I learned the technique for keeping the head from flopping around. Could I take this guy? Looks like this is crocheted right on there too. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's because the head goes this way, like start to finish, and the body goes this way, so there isn't a way to make a rod going up into the head. But I probably could make one of my little hack rods where I take a bunch of stuffing and wrap yarn around it to make a stiff little rod and poke that in there. I probably could have that embedded in the body, and then when I'm sewing the head to the body, grab a stitch of that rod with each time around. That might stop the floppiness. I haven't even listed this guy on Etsy because I figured I want to sell him in person so that people know that the head is floppy. And what do you know? The price is $30. Okay, the last 3 were all from the same crochet along. Let's see if you can guess the theme. Well, this guy's only 20 because he's smaller. But I haven't found a market for a peg leg eye patch parrot. He's only 20. He probably should go with this guy, who's also a bit woozy there. His head doesn't want to stay up. Let's see. His head is sewn on. I suppose I could do head removal surgery and put in a post, put in a nice stiff thing there, and then resew it. It's the same problem where like the head starts here and ends back here, so the rounds are going like this instead of like that. But I could probably figure it out. I only have him marked for 22. Maybe I should put him and the parrot together on the table sometime. And the last of the 10 on the Unsellables list is the ocean duck. Just a duck with a little top hat on. Although if he's an ocean duck, you would think he would have like a bandana or a pirate's hat, but he has a top hat. He's only 22. He has a little removable scarf. Nice and curly. Okay. Those were my list of, come on, let go of the cord. The unsellables. The items which have been languishing in my inventory. Whoops. In my inventory for years. Maybe I should take the whole box with me. Do I need to go like this? Because I bumped my... What's going on over there? A notebook just slid. Maybe I should take the whole box with me to my show on Saturday and put them out. See if I can prove myself wrong. I only have one table though. It's hard to know what to display when you've only got one table and you've probably got 10 tables worth of stuff. So I am going to do a mock setup today and load the car and go to the post office. You know how yesterday I said, I wonder how it would look if I took 2 of my scrappy balls at once and made a supersized scrappy snake. I'm playing with that now. So I'm going to say goodbye so that I can go back and play with yarn. So, bye-bye.